Well, brothers and sisters, this is a wonderful way of us to communicate with you. We've been doing it virtually for the past 2 months, and it kept us connected. As you know, our governor and our state is opening up. Churches will be open. So starting on June the 1st, our church will be open for daily Mass. First of all, we want to tell all those people, thank you for bringing us to this day. We will continue to have the video masses in the future for those people who cannot come to church because of one reason or another. The opening of the church, we thank you for understanding, and we need your cooperation as we open the church. It is not easy, let me tell you. Every day the laws change, the routine changes. So be patient with us and be open to a new way of celebrating Mass, at least for now. It's all temporary. We're reminded this is only temporary. Life is temporary. Nothing is forever. So it's temporary until we can get back into the routine of life. But for now, church is going to be open. We ask first and foremost, those people 60 and older, or those who are more vulnerable, really to remain homebound. Unless you're very healthy, but anybody who is in any way vulnerable, be very careful, because there's still a virus out there, so we're trying to prevent those who have any problems, any issues, not to become susceptible to that which is out there. So be very careful. If you're older, you are already given a dispensation by the bishop. Listen to Mass on this video and make a spiritual communion, and in time when things and restrictions are lifted, then you come back slowly to the church. But take care of your health first and foremost, because that's a gift that God gave you, so take care of it. Those who show any symptoms of the virus, coughing, fever, whatever, don't even try to come to church. Don't try to go out. Make sure you don't have a temperature. Make sure that you're healthy. So please don't jeopardize yourself by going out into the public, especially in the church where people could pick up this virus. Every parish is handling this situation a little bit different. Some of our Protestant brothers and sisters aren't even going to open their churches for a while, but the Catholic churches here, we're slowly opening it up. St. John the Beloved is offering the following. We will open the church on June the 1st, and we will only have the 8 o'clock Mass in the church itself, the daily Mass. Sunday Masses will start the following weekend on Saturday, June the 6th, and June the 7th. We will have the regular scheduled Masses 5 o'clock on Saturday, 7:30, 9:30, 11:30, and 5 o'clock on Sunday itself. And we have an inordinate amount of Masses only because I don't know how to judge who's going to come. So we're trying to monitor and to keep a meter of who's coming and what Masses would be more prevalent, and we may eliminate some of those Masses in the future. So it all depends on how many people come in and how systematically they can work. It's all trial and error. We just don't know. So that's why we're open as we are now. All members of the assembly who come to Mass and all ministers are required, including the priests, to sanitize their hands. We all have to sanitize our hands before Mass, and we will have to wear facial masks. The priest doesn't have to during Mass, but when we're giving communion, I have to wear a mask. So I'll be at a safe distance, but people are asked to wear a mask. So kindly bring your mask with you to church. The church is only allowed so many people within it, a third, and by the time you measure it 6 feet distance, there's not that many seats we can fill, so there will be designated spots within the church. And I ask you to follow the ushers and those who are hosts and hostesses to help the people to sit down, to know where to sit. As a family, you can sit closer together, but those who are not of the same family, there has to be a 6-foot difference between us. So that is what's recommended, the orders that we do have to follow. The ministers of the Mass really are not going to be utilized at this time. And in the future, we gladly will bring them back. But right now, we're just trying to keep the ministry within the clergy right now because we don't want to cause any more problems. And so at this time now, we're just trying to keep it secluded among the clergy of helping at the ministry of the church. Later on, we will open up the ministries as normal. Holy Communion will be offered at the end of the Mass because there's a system, we believe, that as people are leaving, because we have to leave the church once Mass is over, there'll be a final blessing, and the people will come up, they'll receive Holy Communion, and then they can go out. We can't gather, as you know, in the church itself. So that's the process that we will be using. That'll give you the opportunity to put your collection into the baskets and also just to process nicely. We have to evacuate the church between Masses because after every Mass, the pews that are occupied have to be disinfected. So we need a team to put this all together of disinfecting the areas themselves. And that's one of the reasons why the lavatories will not be open, because after the use, every time it would have to be disinfected. We just don't have the help. We don't have the volunteers. So at this time, our Masses will be shortened. They won't be long. It's a matter of receiving the Blessed Sacrament and having the grace of the Holy Sacrament, the sacrament itself. One of the things is receiving communion. I ask you, really, I know some people have devotion to receive it on the tongue, but it really jeopardizes not only me, but it jeopardizes the next person. I ask people to kindly to receive in the hand. It's just the safest way. The church recommends it at this time, and our pious ministries may ask us to receive communion on the tongue, but I ask you kindly to do that, because when you receive on the tongue, there's always the possibility of touching and saliva, and by doing so, it means a cleansing, a disinfecting of the hands, and preparing for the next person. So I ask you, to kindly receive in the hands. If by chance you absolutely ask for it, come just to me after Mass, and I will give you communion in the way that will need that disinfection to take place. Reconciliation, as far as confessions, the first couple weeks, right after the 8 o'clock Mass, Father Madik and myself will be hearing confessions in the church, because I know some people know that there's one more week of Easter week for their Easter duties, so we will have reconciliation in the church, as we will on Saturday at normal time. There will be spacing, and we have to do it in a room, so it will be in both sacristies that we will be having reconciliation. And at this time, I want to thank all those people who have been supporting the church financially in any ways, the volunteers that people come and been helping us with this Mass. We thank them very much. One of the things is, if you need to catch up with your envelopes, just mail them to our address here at St. John the Beloved, and we will gladly take your contribution, because we need to keep the parish going, and so your finances are very important and greatly appreciated. And last but not least, we're looking for volunteers to help us for the cleaning up, and also to be hosts and hostesses at these Masses on Sunday. So look at the website, and in the website you could see where you could sign up to be a host, hostess, and also to be one of the people that disinfects the church. More hands will get the job done quicker. So thank you, keep safe with one another, and may the Holy Spirit reign in your lives.